What's up, baby? Another episode, man. Keys to the game. And this is a big time matchup, 5-star matchup. As Coach Tomlin said, it is hot in the kitchen. And hey, the Steelers are back in there as they take on the 5-1 Baltimore Ravens, who are led by 13-year head coach John Harbaugh. Now, the first matchup I want to talk about is David DeCastro versus Calais Campbell. Now, this is good on good, all pro on all pro. But this, man, when we talk about DeCastro, he's going to have his hands full, man. Calais has been on a tear this season and very disruptive both in the run and pass game. But if DeCastro can continue to be the all-pro that he is and keep him at bay, man, I love what that could mean for the offense in terms of it opening up a lot more throughout the game. Now, the next matchup I want to talk about is the high-stakes game of cat and mouse that we're going to be watching this weekend with Bud Dupree and TJ Watt ultimately minimizing the impact of Lamar Jackson. Now, we know Lamar is at his absolute best when he's extending plays and when he's ultimately able to get out the pocket. But if Bud and TJ can ultimately contain him, keep him in the pocket, and finish their rushes when they have the opportunity to sack him. If they can do that, man, I love what this defense is going to be able to do. Now, this third matchup, I'm extremely excited about because it's featuring number 7, yes indeed, Ben Roethlisberger versus Marcus Peters. Now listen, we know Marcus Peters has been a turnover machine. He generates a ton of interceptions, but from a technique standpoint, he is not the most fundamentally sound. He has a bad habit of looking in the backfield. One of his strengths is his eyes, but at the same time, that's a part of his weakness as well. Look for Ben to take advantage of that with some of the double moves and some of the downfield passing concepts. He can definitely catch Marcus Peters getting his eyes in the backfield. Now, this fourth matchup we got to talk about, which I'm, of course, extremely excited about. It's Mike Tomlin versus John Harbaugh. Now, look, we talk about these two coaches and their track records. We talk about their legacies and ultimately how they are always compared to each other. This is going to be a matchup where both parties are at full strength. Both parties have very, very comparable quarterbacks in terms of Lamar being a league MVP, and we know what Ben Roethlisberger is. So all the excuses go out the window. Who makes the adjustments throughout the game? Who is able to keep their team emotionally in check and mentally in check throughout the game for 60 minutes? The coach that does that with this team is more than likely going to be victorious. Now, the fifth and final matchup that we all are going to have to be paying close attention to is Chuks Okorafor versus the new addition Baltimore Raven Yannick Ngakoue. Now, look, we know Yannick can rush the passer. It is not scheme related. You put him anywhere, he can get after the quarterback. But Chuks has been doing a great job since he's taken over for Zach Banner, who went down with injury earlier this season. If Chuks can continue his play, continue to keep Ben clean, and ultimately do not allow Yannick to have one of those big strip sacks that we have seen him do on numerous occasions. If Chuks can do that, I love what our offense can do against that Ravens secondary. So those are my keys. I cannot wait for this 5-star matchup. So appreciate you for tuning in, and until next time, peace.